Hello there guys, welcome back to Let's Play some Dark Souls Artorias Deprived Cosplay thingies. Anyways, we are starting from where I ended last time, and I need to actually go and kill the Black Knight here. So let's go and do that. There's basically very bad weather outside today. It's windy, it's snowy. I actually have like a mixture of snow and rain pouring outside, so yeah, it's a terrible weather today in Poland where I live. So nothing better than just play a bit of Dark Souls and get raped by enemies, I guess. But I hope it's gonna be a fun little day today. I also don't have... I should have fire bombs, shouldn't I? From somewhere. Did I miss something on last time I played? I think I had to miss something. I didn't get fire bombs from somewhere. Question is, from where didn't I get fire bombs? Don't have any idea, to be honest. Definitely got everything from here, and definitely got everything from the chest there. Oh well. It's gonna be a bit harder to kill the Black Knight in that case, but I think it should be okay. I think it shouldn't be that bad. Of course, I can say that and die like a bitch in a matter of moments, so... Till I can fast roll, it's gonna be okay. When I won't be able to fast roll, it's gonna be much worse. Yeah. Or when I'm gonna fail to fast roll. Oh, stop with your chasing me, bro. Oh, come on. That was a good backstab attempt. I guess it wasn't. Okay. I would usually parry him, but I don't want to lose my soul. So let's do it the coward's way. Let's do it the coward's way. I didn't get his sword. That's too bad a bit. His sword definitely would be helpful and quite useful, but at least we got everything from here. So I think I got everything from here. I actually have to check if I picked up everything. I think I did. But yeah, like I was saying guys, it's a terrible weather outside today for here where I live, and it's really like cold and shit, and really not too fun to be outside today. And it's funny because 2 days ago there was around 20 Celsius degrees here where I live, so it was very warm. People basically were you know, going out in their t-shirts without any jackets or anything. It was very warm. It almost felt like summer, and suddenly, bam, fucking snow, rain, freezing wind. Like, yeah, bad weather. Very fucking bad weather. But hey, at least I don't feel bad about sitting in front of a PC all day and playing games, right? I never feel bad about sitting in front of my PC and playing games all day. This is one of the best things in the world to do, actually. But anyways, I think I picked up everything. I think I did. I don't know why I know that there are somewhere fireballs that I could have picked up, but I do not remember where for the love of me, so... Fuck that. Let's actually use the souls that I got. Let's get a bit of endurance, let's get a bit of vitality, why not? Now with more endurance, I'll actually probably be able to wear at least one part of the set. Of any armor, at least. Can I? Fuck me, I still can't. God almighty. Well, never mind. I thought that maybe I'll be able to wear it, but it turns out that I won't. You know what, dragon? I don't really like your flamey bread. Not dragon. Not dragon. Drake. Dark Souls purist would kill me for that, actually. And I also kinda would kill myself for that, actually. So, remember guys, this is a Drake, the Hellkite Drake, not a dragon. They are long, like, far related relatives to regular dragons, but they are not the same. They aren't even close. Basically relatives, but not the same. And there really is a difference, I would say. The main difference is that, of course, according to lore, according to Dark Souls story, dragons are eternal beings that aren't really alive or dead, that are immortal, have the scales of immortality. They also have the crystal of life in there. I guess not inventory, but at their disposal if the scales of immortality stop working for some reason. So yeah, they are basically immortal beings, and drakes are just overgrown lizards that are similar. Also, drakes in Dark Souls don't have arms. I think that's also, like, physically, I think that's one of the easiest way to determine if something is a drake or a dragon. Dragons in the Souls games have arms usually. Drakes don't. Drakes are basically overgrown lizards in looks. Dragons have arms. They don't always have legs. Dragons don't always have legs. So Seed the Scaleless is basically a great example. He doesn't have any legs. He has tentacle kinda thingies sticking out of him, but those are not legs. But he has arms, so dragons have basically arms, wings, and can have legs but don't have to. I think the Everlasting Dragon also has legs, but he's sitting so you don't see them. I don't really remember. Yeah, but nice topic for the start of today's stream. Do dragons have arms, or do dragons have legs, or is it some kind of myth? I guess. Okay, Perry. Welcome to Perry Souls, the way the game is meant to be played. That's one of the that's one of the bad things about the S-Dog, as you can see here, that the S-Dog doesn't have a... The S-Dog does not have any kind of kick. It has basically a forward slash with a forward step, which is really not that great against enemies with spears, for example. Oh, please, you... And he's gonna heal. Not gonna be good for me. Okay. I wanted to do it, like, you know, gracefully and shit, but the game really didn't want to allow me that. The game really did not want to me to do it gracefully. Oh well. Now I need to get careful because I only got 2 S2s, I mean. So I will kill them the noob way of, yeah, hitting them with R1 attacks. One thing that I want to do though is I want to get rid of the board. There should be one more of them. Somewhere. Oh well. I want to get rid of the boar in a fun way. I always was surprised, why are there alluring skulls here? Well, that's why, basically. So you can make the boar kill himself in the fire. I actually did not know about that for a very long time. I learned that after multiple playthroughs to the game. And I actually learned that after Dark Souls 2 came out, which is even weirder, I should say. Now there's one somewhere, but I don't know where. Where are you, bro? I hear you are shooting at me with your fucking crossbow. Or bow, or whatever. Lol, he went around like that, really. That's interesting. I actually learned about using alluding skulls here, or I maybe not learned, but I had a, you know, like, light bulb popping out in my head after playing Dark Souls 2, where alluding skulls are very useful in some areas. And in Dark Souls 1, I basically never used them through the multiple times I played through the game. I never understood what use of them would I have, and then it just popped to me that, bro, I can use it here. It was quite interesting. After so many, you know, so many playthroughs, realizing that the game developers actually wanted you to use them here, since they actually put the item here. It's where you find it. So it's interesting that it took me such a long time to actually figure that out myself. Probably most people will facepalm here, thinking how stupid I am. But hey, I catch some things very slowly. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, please. But anyways, let's kill them. As you can see, I'm trying to slowly progress here, because I want to pick up all of the items and not be forced to go back to this area again. Usually I would just parry the shit out of every enemy here, like I did with the Black Knight and other guys, but yeah, if I don't have too much Estus and I don't want to go to the area again, especially here where I have so little life, I just want to do it the safe way. And why would you try to attack me like that? From that distance, bro. Just trying to do the safe way through the area. Okay, I'll try to... Yeah, I'll try to basically do this. Okay. Wasn't the best first parry, but at least the second worked. I'm also gonna have to farm some upgrade materials for my weapons, since I'm not going for any of the I'm not going for any of the good weapons that you can get at start if you pick up the Master's Key. I will basically be forced to farm a bit of Titanites, or buy a bit of Titanites to upgrade my weapon. I guess I'll just buy them from Andre. That's really not that big of a problem, but hey, would be better to have it free. Last time I actually was talking, I think, if I remember correctly, about the difference between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 in many cases. And I feel that really Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, even though both the games are from the same series, they really play completely different from each other. I really feel that they could not be more different the way they are. Dark Souls 1 for me is basically has a very great start. I very much enjoy the start of Dark Souls 1. You always can go with different things. You have access to a huge amount of areas, especially if you pick up the Master's Key. Especially if you pick up the Master's Key, you have access to so many areas, so many weapons, so many armor sets at just the start of the game. That you can, you know, go in and get and just make completely different builds. Dark Souls 2, it kinda is different in that way for me. On one side, you have the, you know, the choice of going either to... Fuck. I wanted to be a pro and parry him, but I failed miserably there. But like I said, Dark Souls 2 really has that feeling that you can either go to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Really, I started here Cause I didn't. Oh fuck, that's. Oh, you. This is actually a very rare encounter, guys. This is a. I don't actually remember the names of these things. This is basically a enemy that spawns randomly in areas if some other player online lost a lot of humanity while dying. I think it's only based on humanity. And you see I got twin humanity. So if I remember correctly, I may be wrong there, but I think I'm not. If someone dies with a lot of humanity on them, I think it's also about souls, but I think it's mostly about humanity. If someone dies with a lot of humanity on them and doesn't pick it up, so it basically gets lost, it disappears, one of those enemies has a chance to appear, but not in the basically in the world of other players. So it's not like, oh, you're gonna be able to pick it up yourself. It's basically, it will spawn one of those guys for other players, which is a quite cool mechanic. It's very rare to actually see those guys. I don't remember what's even their name, so it's hard for me to tell you guys how they are called, but that's basically the mechanic. There are 4 of them, if I remember correctly. There are 2 red ones and 2 white ones. I think the red ones attack you on sight, and the white ones are passive and try to run away. And they basically, from what I remember, they basically disappear like I actually need to get here a mace, a club, because I'm getting annoyed that I cannot do a kick attack. They disappear like lizards. So if you don't manage to kill him in time, especially the white ones, they will disappear. Which is, like I said, it's a quite fun mechanic. It's not present in the later Souls games because it really, you don't stack up humanity, so it really doesn't matter. If you lose souls, it kinda matters, but not that much also. Although there is soul memory, so yeah, it's a completely unique mechanic to Dark Souls 1, which is quite fun and quite rare actually. I'm actually lucky to be able to show you guys that. You probably know about that, but I actually had viewers, I actually had people on the stream that were asking me about that. So, and it wasn't like people that played the game like once, right? I had viewers that played the game probably as much as me, so went to the game like tens of times, and they still didn't know about those enemies. So it's very rare to actually encounter them. I think they have some certain spots where they can spawn. I think this here is one of the spots where they can spawn. Be wary of that end. No, this is not the message. I think this is where they can spawn, because I had one enemy like that here once, plus in other locations. I guess close to the Sunlight Altar is another spawn point for them. They also have the red ones, if I remember correctly, have a magic attack that looks similar to Soul Spear. Soul Mass, I'm sorry, to Soul Mass, the Soul Mass spell, which can kinda kill you easily on early levels. Now I was thinking about going for the Night Shield, but I really don't need it, so why the fuck would I? So let's just go through here. Let's kill the Berenica Knight. That's how they are supposed to be called, I guess. Let's kill them, let's kill the Hollows, let's kill the Berenica Knight, get the items from here, rescue Lothric, and stuff like that. I could already go for the Elite Knight set plus things like the Wolf Ring and other things from the Darkroot Garden, but I don't want to go there yet. I want to basically go through this part first and then continue there. Funny thing is that you can parry those guys here, but you cannot riposte them. So fuck, I knew that he has a double attack, but I thought he's gonna do one of those. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, and I talked about it I think on one of the earlier streams, is that I really feel that in Dark Souls 1 they had a very good idea with parries. You can basically parry every enemy in the game in Dark Souls 1, at least most humanoid enemies. You can parry, you cannot parry bosses, but you can parry Gwyn, which is an riposte Gwyn, but he is kind of humanoid size when you fight him, so I guess that's why. But in Dark Souls 1, like I said, you can parry basically any humanoid enemy, right? You can even parry those guys, the Black Knights, the Berenica Knights. However, you cannot riposte them, so it kind of loses its sense, but you can still do it. In Dark Souls 2, they went... Oh, I got the steel gloves. That's nice. That's actually very nice. In Dark Souls 2, they went a bit further with that, and they allowed us to parry... they allowed us to parry bosses, but they didn't allow us to riposte it. And since Dark Souls 2 was being developed in the same time as Bloodborne was being developed, I think they actually were trying to implement some kind of similar mechanics to the one from Bloodborne, but they just failed with that. Because you guys probably know already that in Bloodborne you can... Basically the main mechanic of fighting bosses in Bloodborne is to to parry bosses with the gun and riposte them, which is called the visceral attack in Bloodborne, if I remember correctly. But basically that's the main game mechanic against bosses, that you can and you should parry enemies. Whoa! That damage after the buff, the Channeler's buff. So that's basically the main game mechanic in Bloodborne, that you can and you should do that against bosses. In Dark Souls 1, like I said, they didn't want to go for that, and I understand it. And in Dark Souls 2, they kind of went halfway with that. Like I said, they allow us to parry all humanoid enemies, all humanoid bosses, I'm sorry. So we can parry we can parry bosses like the Lost Sinner, we can parry, I think you can parry the Looking Glass Knight, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, but I think you can. You can definitely parry the Dragon Riders, the Drake Riders. So you can parry a lot of bosses, most humanoid bosses that are, you know, human shaped. And the funny thing about that is that most bosses in Dark Souls 2 are actually humanoid and are basically knights or some kind of oh come on, really, Channeler? Really? Come back from there, bro. I'm gonna parry this guy in that time. So most bosses in Dark Souls 2 are this kind of humanoid knight with usually a shield, a sword, a shield, more or less, kind of gimmicky, with some additional things they can do, like special attacks and stuff. But they are basically, most enemies in Dark Souls 2 are that type, are the type of humanoid knight. I would say even around 70%, probably 70-80% of enemies in Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 2, I'm sorry, are like that. So it's, I think, a big shame and a big...
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
I think it's a big wasted opportunity in Dark Souls 2. They went for they allowed parrying, but they didn't allow riposting, really.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Okay. I'm gonna kill Lautrec. Usually I leave him to kill the if I'm going for a regular playthrough, I usually allow him to kill the Firekeeper just to get his armor, because I never know what armor I'm gonna want to use. But on this playthrough I will kill him because I want to play as the good guy, since Artorias was kinda the good guy before he got corrupted, and I don't want him to kill the Firekeeper. But like I was saying, I think with Dark Souls 2 they really went halfway with everything. They went for the they allowed us to parry enemies, but they didn't allow us to riposte them. I really feel it's a wasted opportunity that could be it could have been much better if they went for the same type of combat, maybe not the same type of combat, but just if they allowed us to parry and riposte bosses like in Bloodborne. I think they basically went half the way through it and decided, you know what, I don't know, that it deals too much damage maybe to bosses, or that it makes the game too easy. I think maybe something like that. But since parrying is harder in Dark Souls 2 for me than in Dark Souls 1, I kind of have I never understood why they didn't went for that. I think it would make Dark Souls 2 much better. Dark Souls 1 really is, parry regular enemies, dodge attacks of bosses. That's the idea of Dark Souls 1. Bloodborne is basically no shield, dodge, and counter and visceral attack. And Dark Souls 2 is kinda, yeah, oh, you can parry, but guess what? It doesn't really matter, because you won't be able to riposte the bosses, and it's useless. So yeah, wasted opportunity there in my opinion, definitely. Dark Souls 2 I feel would be a much more fun game if they would go for, if they would allow us to riposte bosses after parries.
Don't you ever think to forge your weapons? You'd better find a smith box soon, unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments.
I love how every character in the Souls games has a ridiculous laugh.
How did that silly sorcerer's apprentice end up? You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He left for the undead burg, but never came back. Serves him right. If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow.
Yeah, so like I said, the Crestfallen will basically prompt us and tell us a bit about other characters that we can find and rescue in the game later on. So he's a very good source of info and knowledge about other NPCs and things to expect in the game.
What now? I'm not up for chat.
But that's it he has to say. Also, Lautrec also has a bit of info. If I remember correctly now, don't quote me on this, but I think I'm right here. Lautrec basically talks about other characters a bit. He has actually a quite interesting chat about Astrea. Astrea. Fuck me, man. Not Demon Souls. Not Demon Souls. Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1, Monaco. Focus, bro. Let's try that again. Lautrec has a very interesting dialogue about Petrus when Rhea appears, basically. It's like this. When Rhea appears, Petrus will tell you that they will be departing soon. After, I think, you kill one more boss, Petrus and Rhea and her bodyguards disappear completely, and after another boss fight, Petrus will reappear, and he will basically tell you that, oh, I lost my lady Rhea, what will I do, what will I do? But if you keep Lautrec alive to that point, so if you don't kill him and will not kill Quelaag, because Lautrec will stay here until you do one of two things. Lautrec will stay here either till you kill the Gargoyles and Quelaag, or until you pick up 3 Firekeeper souls. So if you pick up the Firekeeper soul in the ruins in the church and in Blighttown. If you pick up all three of them, Lautrec will disappear, he will kill the Fire Maiden here, and he will be gone till you go to Anolondo. But if you go through additional bosses, like if you kill the Moonlight Butterfly and go for additional bosses, and not kill Quelaag, and not pick up the third Firekeeper soul, Lautrec will stay here. So you can actually go to the game in a way where Petrus with the other priests will disappear, Petrus will come back, and then when you talk to Lautrec, he will tell you that Petrus isn't really as good as he seems and as he pretends, and that he tricked Rhea or something like that. And then when you go confront Petrus, Petrus will tell you that Petrus will basically stop acting nicely and will basically show his true devil face and will tell you something like, oh yeah, she's trapped, she's stupid, blah blah blah, she's trapped somewhere and surrounded by hollows, she's full of humanity, go kill her. So basically Petrus will encourage you to kill Rhea in the Tomb of the Giants because she is full of humanities and you can pillage her for her humanity. So it's quite interesting to keep Lautrec alive for a longer period because you can learn a lot from him.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it. I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now. By the Lords, your face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it? You again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
Okay, that's all he has to say for now. But like I said, Lautrec also has some additional dialogues that he can tell you interesting stuff. Similar to the Crestfallen. The Crestfallen also will talk about other NPCs, like I said, that are missing. He will talk about Rhea and her bodyguards when they appear. He will talk about the Firekeeper, like I said, the Apprentice, the Sorcerer Apprentice, the Pyromancer, Logan. So the Crestfallen also has a lot of interesting dialogues.
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but he is done for now. Let's now talk with Petrus actually, because I didn't do that yet.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible. Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you. Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Why not? There's some
Very well.
dog barking.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
I don't know if you guys hear that, but it's quite annoying. Some dog is barking outside.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Yeah, so he sells basically basic miracles. Heal for 4,000 souls. You can get heal free if you start as a cleric. He really has overpriced. His miracles here are very overpriced. Like later when you free Rhea and she will be in the cathedral and in the church, heal will basically cost 1,000. Seek guidance I think will cost around 500 or 1,000 also. Force will cost around 1,000 or 2,000. So yeah, he really overprices his soul. You can see that he is very greedy on souls.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
We actually could hear the bell from the Gargoyles tower ringing, and that's actually a very fun feature. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about that, but I'm still gonna talk for a second there. If you're playing online and you're in close proximity of this place, if someone playing online kills the bosses and rings the bells himself, you will actually hear the bells ringing in your world. So it's one of those small little things where they added some features to the online elements of the game that they really should, they really didn't need to. They really did not need to do that. But it really makes the feeling that everything is connected in a way, and there really are, like shards and stuff of the universe. It really makes it feel like it's alive. And it's really here. Now I know that I'm talking a lot and not doing too many things now, so I'll actually start progressing a bit. Probably shouldn't have used all of those souls to level up, because I could have actually buy some upgrade materials and upgrade my weapon, but maybe there's a way we can go about that. Actually, let's start with Andre first.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me. Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
Yes, Andre.
There are two types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement and there's ascension. Reinforcement is simple. It strengthens the weapon and nothing more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But ascension's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties. Ascension is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you could consider ascension. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked. You won't make it through the night without employing my services. You can forge armor just like you do weapons. Forging armor is even easier than forging weapons. Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well, that's up to you. But nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well.
Okay, that's all Andre has to say, so we can buy some basic stuff from him. Actually, I think I'm actually gonna buy a longsword from him and maybe upgrade my stuff a bit. Although I don't have enough souls, I think. Wait a sec. Do I have any soul items that I can use here? I actually should have used the souls that I had earlier and upgrade my stuff with that, not spending the soul items, but hey, I completely forgot about this, to be honest. So let's buy a longsword, and I will buy some, yeah, two, why not? It will be enough. Now let's reinforce. Okay, I actually should have only bought 2 since I need 1 more. So actually, let's, you know what? Let's upgrade the weapon even 1 more time. Let's get some additional souls, and we'll be going through here. Good thing about Dark Souls 2 is you can use multiple at once, multiple items like this at once. It's the same in Demon Soul, in Bloodborne, where you can use multiple soul items. Well, in Bloodborne it's Blood Echoes items at once, so it's much better. Okay, let's get our sword to +3. Let's now get our sword. Set up the bonfire and let's go kill the gargoyles now. I usually would go with Solaire to kill the gargoyles, but I don't really see a point of going human form, so I should be okay. It shouldn't be that hard for me alone, but then again, I am a bit rusty in the game, so it can be actually quite hilarious if I die. Maybe actually quite hilarious if I die, so let's switch this, let's get like a wooden shield, and maybe I'll be able actually to use the armor. Yeah, okay. I'm actually able to use the armor now, that's good. And let's go kill the gargoyles. The longsword in Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls is a very good weapon actually. Although it is a quality weapon, so quality means that you basically have to get strength and dexterity for it. Both the melee stats to make it most effective. But it is actually, the longsword is actually a good weapon because it has that forward thrust attack with the R2, which is very good, very powerful. It has a good reach. The damage, like I said, is nice. So it's a very oh, I got rapier and Baldur's glove, so that's great. Too bad I didn't get the BSS, Baldur's Side Sword, which is a quite good weapon. I usually use the Baldur's Side Sword on my spell sword builds. I really like it. It has a good moveset, in my opinion, and just a very fun. It's a very fun weapon overall. It's also, you know, it's a very good weapon for dexterity builds, of course. But I usually use it on my spell sword builds also, just because I like it a lot. I use either it or a longsword, but usually I prefer the BSS. But the longsword is definitely a great weapon. In Dark Souls 2, sadly, they decided to go with a different moveset for the R2. Because like you can see in Dark Souls 1, the R2 is that forward stab, I'm sorry. Similar to the Claymore or other weapons like this. In Dark Souls 2, like I said, it's... Can I? No, I cannot. I'm checking if I can actually roll in this, but I can't. Can I with this? No. In Dark Souls 2, they decided to go with a slash on the R2, which really makes the weapon not too useful, for me at least, the longsword. I didn't buff my weapon. I forgot about that. Hopefully I won't die before I do it. And one thing that I like about Dark Souls 1 is the fact that you can get boss weapons from cutting their tails very often. There's a lot of bosses that you can cut tails off and get some kind of weapon from it and stuff. In Dark Souls 2 there's really no... You know, it almost feels like a Monster Hunter game, you know? It almost feels like that. In Dark Souls 2, I'm sorry, you really don't have that feeling. Yeah. And one dead. Yeah, the lightning buff really is very powerful at start. And you're dead. That wasn't even a challenge in any way. I remember first time I was playing Dark Souls, the Gargoyles kicked my ass so much because, you know, usually you're fighting the first one, especially when you play the game for the first few times, especially the first time when you don't know the bosses, right? You fight the first one and you're like, okay, I was basically like, okay, I got him to half HP, it's good, and suddenly I get hit by the flames from in my back because the other one appeared and I didn't know about it. Man, it was a surprise. Another thing that I love about Dark Souls 1 is the fact that you can see places where you will go. Like, the great thing about the way the game is designed in Dark Souls 1 is that wherever I look, I actually see places that I will be able to go. See there? That's Sen's Fortress. I will go there. I actually can see the spot where I'm going to be fighting the Iron Golem. If I look up, I will see the walls of Anolondo. I will be able to go there. If I look there, I see the Duke's Archives. I will be able to go there. Like, everything is interconnected. Everything is related. Everything is a part of the same world, and you can feel it, and it's great. And in Dark Souls 2, you kind of see that it's a bitmap, you know, slapped on the screen, and it really isn't connected. Yeah, like I said, it's just everything you see are places that you will be able to explore, and everything is really one big huge puzzle with connections, with tunnels, with ladders, with, you know, elevators. Everything is in some way relates to other parts of the world and connect, and you can see it. But in Dark Souls 2 that really doesn't happen, sadly.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the Palm. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Let's land the gesture and let's leave him for now. Although maybe let's tag with him a bit. No, you cannot tag with him. There's really nothing that you could need from him. Maybe Homod Bones if you want, but yeah.
Thou art welcome anytime. It is only human to commit what thou hast made thyself.
Whoa, I didn't want to do that. No! No! Why did I do that? No! Quit. Okay. That was a bad thing to do. I wanted to jump away from him and I smashed the R1 button by mistake. Hope he's not gonna be... Yeah, he will be aggressive to me. That's bad because now he will be aggressive all the time, and when he is aggressive you actually cannot have your sins removed. So I actually am stuck with sins without being able to remove my sins for this playthrough. That's actually not great, not too good, guys. Well, I fucked up a lot actually. Okay, let's go back to the bonfire. Okay, we are back at the bonfire, so let's use the souls that I got. Actually, you know what, let's buy some additional upgrade materials and let's make my weapon be pretty and shit. How much do I need to buy? I think I need to buy 5, right? But I'm gonna actually buy 2 only at start, because I I think it's 1, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 2, 3. So I need 3 more. Okay. Now reinforce my longsword to +5. Yep. Okay.
Don't get yourself nut.
Since in this game you upgrade weapons to +15, and in Dark Souls 2, you upgrade weapons to +10, it's a bit of difference in materials sometimes. So that's why I was thinking